23 times so far this year we've sorted out a Boost Mobile pole position. We're about to do it for the 24th and final time for the Repco Supercars Championship as we wrap it all up in this championship season. And we will sort our order from positions 1 through 10. We've already sorted out 11 through 24. That was done earlier in the day. This is one of the most challenging portions of the racetrack through 13, where you've got to use a little bit of that inside curve, stopping the car from 200 kilometres an hour down to that tight right-hander in the final corner. No sliding on the exit of the final corner. David Noble watching in the garage as the chief executive of that outfit, and a nice opening account as a 20.5, about 0.7 away, 13 challenging corner over the curb, trying to stop this thing from 200 Ks and get it down to just over 60 kilometres an hour there through the right-hander. Bailey watching left-hand side of screen, up towards the control line. Has he got something better than a 20.5? No, not quite. 1 minute 20.69 for Nick Burkett in the Bendix car.
Yeah, good job. Was just slightly off Nick Burkett, but his cumulative number is actually better than both of them. So let's just see how he gets off this curb here. We've got to get the car settled nicely. Into 14, he's understeered too much. I reckon it might have also locked the inside front wheel. We didn't get the outside shot, but I think it locked the inside front wheel. Ran a little bit wide at turn 14, but knocks him off. Nice job, 20.29.
Bit of understeering evidence in the background there a few moments ago as he approaches this final corner. Sweeping right-hander, back onto pit straight, trying to manage that 600 plus horsepower and not too much wheel spin. Can he knock Brodie off, who's on a 20.2? No, a 20.6 in the end to drop into position number 3.
It looked like there might have been a bit more direct sunlight then for Will's run.
He's had a couple of pole positions. The last one was down in Tassie earlier in this year, which turned out to be a controversial weekend for him. Final corner. He's right on the money in the mid-sector. This is going to be very close to Brodie, might even exceed, and it does by a tiny fraction of 0.1 of a second. A 1 minute 20.18 for Thomas Randall. And Chris Stuckey, engineer there. And you can see Cam Waters keeping an eagle eye on what was going on.
But that was the fastest through that part of the track.
He fanned the throttle on the approach to 8, as you do, but then he got back very aggressively out the other side and accelerated through the apex and out the other side. It was a beautiful job, and is it enough to get to the top? Not quite. Missing out by 5/100ths of a second from Thomas Randall. And nothing like much in the way of room on the outside of that car at turn 8. He turns it in early, makes the diagonal to the apex down there at 9. Upshift to third temporarily, brings the shift lights on, back to second through the left-hander at 11. And just as it was at 8, there's nothing to the side of the car there up against the wall. It's a good-looking lap. He's only a couple of hundredths away from Brown in the mid-sector, but the target at the end of this looks like, from a cumulative standpoint, he might even exceed what Randall did. Could this be a 19? He's got to beat a 1 minute 20.1, and he has done it. A 1 minute 20.1260, and the margin is 0.060.
You've got to have maximum commitment, but at the end of the day, it's all about the race this afternoon, and he wants this thing to be straight and ready to go. We'll see in a second where this is going to land him. It's going to be behind Brown, I think, and it's actually 6 based on that with a 20.59, but a good job, and that'll be very good for his career. He's only 20 years of age, as I said.
Our next runner did a great job yesterday. Let's see what he can produce. And it's a big lock up in the run to turn 4, and it's ruined the lap for Cam Waters, yesterday's pole sitter. And that is costly. It yelped that front left tyre, and he carried it for a good 70, 80 metres on the run there. And he will be cursing that. Those bumps up there, and the painted lines are challenging, and he's also wiped it down the left side there, so a ropey lap, unfortunately, and he's just verifying its steering authority there. It was on the radio in the background. That's the challenge.
4 green tyres for Brock Feeney, and he will have his eyes on for this lap. He'll want to go out of this season with another win, and this pole position, this qualifying lap is a big part of him actually getting himself organised for next year.
Off to a good start in the micro sectors through turns 1 and 2. He's been the quickest so far. So that's up and over that highly challenging curve. It's now reflected in the first sector number. It's the best we've seen. It's a 27.279. So Feeney, our last runner in the Boost Mobile Top 10 Shootout, off to a flying start on this lap.
Great lap so far. Very wide right against the fence on the way into turn 8. Gets it through there really well. And the cumulative number is slightly down on his teammate through sector 2 through the fast right-hander, but his cumulative number is actually just above Mostert's. So if he finishes this lap off, he might be able to grab another pole position here.
He's had 7 of them in his career. Is he going to be able to get the job done as he gets towards that final turn? 4 of them have come in the 24 championship season.
Nice.
Sits it up on the top of the curb. This is going to be so close. It's a battle between Mostert and Feeney, and it falls in favour of Brock Feeney with a 1 minute 19.9 for the final pole of 2024 and a margin of 0.1 of a second.
Wow, that is a statement.